Here we are in Vida en Espiral, live in Spiral in English, with your host, Claudia Simasek, where we'll maintain pleasant themes and conversations. Just get comfy and enjoy. And here we are again in Vida en Espiral, live in Spiral in English. And today I want to talk to you about a theme that is very core in the Montessori world, but also very important in psychology and wellness. And I think when you practice in your daily basis with your kids, your partner, your husband, wife, or yourself, is a win-win decision. And is observation. Maria Montessori, she developed the whole Montessori method through observation. Remember that observation is the beginning of every theory, is the first step of science. And in the Montessori world, you have to observe your classroom and the kids to get more information about what is going on, how they are also developing inside of the method. And I want to take a moment because sometimes as teachers, we don't give enough time to ourselves to put us ourselves as well in observe mode with ourselves. We also focus on the kid. We are very focused on, well, how's the kids are working, what are the areas they are working, how is their development in general in the classroom, what things I need to provide for fulfill their need of working and such and so on. But you as a teacher, how are you feeling in the classroom? How do you think that you are impacting your presence in the classroom? Observe yourself is something that goes further than just see a video of yourself or get the feedback from the principal or your team. To observe yourself and to observe others, you need to be in the present. And most of the time, we are distracted. Right now, we are living in a world that have many distractions with all the devices, our cell phones, earbuds, music, TV, Netflix, you name it. And it's hard to take a moment to observe. And sometimes, if you are a parent, remember that I want to talk about observation, but also taking it to the family and yourself and the classroom is hard because that means that you have to train yourself to get less distracted from the world. And remember that being in the present is also a full exercise and that we never manage because the thing of being in the present is like you cannot be thinking in the future or you cannot be thinking what happened or what is in the past. And that being said, it takes a lot from us because all of us have things that we have to solve in daily basis. If you're a mom, if you're a dad, you have to also to resolve things that is not your own things, but about your family, right? That can take us time. And often we find ourselves on and off with activities and with life. For example, if you have to go to work, you wake up, you fulfill some needs like breakfast, bath, whatever, and then hit your job. You are a little bit distracted by music, maybe in the car or in the metro, and then get out. You are in your work and then socialize and then, work again. Or you have to go do your groceries, clean, whatever. But when the time is coming for you to observe, when we do observation in our home with our kids, you can find a lot of information that is very valuable and important for you. For example, something that I like a lot is play with my kids. When you are playing with them, you are having an a moment that is precious for observe what they're talking, what they're thinking, what is the game that they are creating if they are in ages 2 to 6 to 7. What is the vocabulary that they are doing? How intense is the game? All of that give you information on where your kids are. Sometimes when they have play dates, I suggest that you observe. Why? Because when they are not teenagers, sometimes they are playing and they are in their own world and they don't realize that you are there observing. When they are teenagers, it's a little harder because they want to be alone. And what are you doing here, mom? Please, can you give us our own time and privacy? But the thing is, like, when you observe your kids when they are in their own world, you are seeing how they react and play with peers, with people that is younger than them, with people that are older, how they are referring to authorities figures, how they are referring to adults, how they are playing each other, how is the vocabulary, what kind of games they are playing, what is their thought about whatever is happening around them or situation that is happening around them. So observe will give you a lot of information. Also, take the time for spend time with them while you're doing activities that are completely normal. For example, sweeping the house or vacuuming the house or doing something in the kitchen. Just invite them to be there with you. And you will get information by observing how they are doing this stuff, how they are interacting with you. Observation also um, gives us the opportunity to fulfill their needs. Sometimes, even when they are quiet next to you, you can see like changes in there. Because when they are babies, when they are toddlers, they are all about us. But as they start growing, they are less about us and more about themselves. They are growing and exploring and their friends and their needs and their new things that are exciting for them. But those moments of observation will give you a lot of information that will help you to be a better parent, a better teacher if you are with your students, and will give you feedback of how you are doing with your kid. Something important to know is that to observe also is to talk less. There is a Buddhist story that I like that say that meditation and observation are actually a little harder because all oral sense open to outside. For example, if you see something, is the vision that you are having, what you are seeing is from outside. When you smell something, you are smelling from outside. When you touch something, you're touching something that is outside. When you talk, your words come out of your mouth to the world. So it's going outside. So actually observe is something that need that you shut down a little bit. Those outside um, information to just see and be in the present without judge and just take it inside because the answers are inside. Also, I want to invite you to use the observation with yourself and with your couple. Most of the time when we are alone, what we rather to do, listen to a podcast or listen our favorite song, listen to the news, maybe an audiobook. But when you are with yourself, without all those distractions, it's a moment when your mind starts talking to you, when your thoughts come to you. When you are in those moments, it's a good moment to observe yourself. When you are alone, what kind of thoughts come to you? What kind of feelings comes to you? What kind of problems that you had comes to you? Everything that comes to you in those moments of observations are extremely important information. When you are feeling deep or strong emotions like anger or excitement or anxiety, observe yourself. It's hard because those are strong emotions, like I said, but try to observe yourself. How are you reacting? What was the trigger? The tone that, what do you say that maybe you are like, haven't happened to you that in a moment like that you say something that afterwards you say like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't say that. What happened to me? That those are reflex things that happen to us, but observe yourself. Sometimes like, look, I'm feeling angry. Why did I feel angry? Because she or he or whatever say that to me? Or what was the thing that made me feel so angry that I act like that? Those are moments for you to observe yourself. Also with your couple. Sometimes we pass the quotidianity just running behind all the things that we have to do, kids, work, job, duties, self care, and we just have that person next to us. And yes, we are together and we're sharing, but observe how we are changing together or how he or she is changing as well. What things are different in our relationship? What things we are doing differently? Had it happened to you that sometimes you are in a supermarket, in an establishment or whatever, and you realize your kids are so big or your kids are so mature that you are like, when did this happen? Because we haven't been in observation. Sometimes when we observe more, we can have more information. The same with our couple. You realize something about your couple and you're like, wait a minute, where was that? Because in that moment, you are observing, you are in clarity, you are in the present. And I understand that sometimes take the moment to do that is not so easy, like I said before, but create a plan. For example, if you need to play more with your kids, do it. Do it in just 15, 20 minutes and you do the play with your kids. And sometimes you don't have to start asking too much questions. Just be with them and play with them. What are you playing? And you enter in the game and you just stay quiet and let them create their world and talking to you, just like if you're a teacher or you have a Montessori, just like we do in the classroom, just see them move and work and explain things. The same if you are doing some quotidianity in the house. Hey, can you join me? And you just observe what is the reaction when you invite them, how they are doing the things. Do you feel that the energy that they are doing it is normal? Did they like it? Did they complain? Things like that give you information about yourself. What about if you do a list? For example, what things that you are doing now, you are doing differently from 5 years ago or 10 years ago? How is your wellness right now in comparison? How is your self care routine in comparison of 5 or 10 years ago from now? Um, how do you take situations that are there in front of you, for example, in your job? How are you taking those situations that you need to solve problems? How have you changed? Or even sometimes happen to you that somebody do something to you or tell you something and you realize like, wow, I have changed. Another time, probably I would say so and so. So with this theme, I just want that you feel a little bit more aware and realize that that tool is there for you, that observe more and be in the present more. We give you so much information. We give you so much answers of what you are, for example, building in your life, your family, your kids, your career, your relationships in general, and your relationship if you are married or you're with a significant other. Observe. Take the time to observe. Take the time. Have the courage to disconnect a little bit of your devices and observe yourselves, observe your kids, observe your environment. If you cannot do it, just for example, if you're married or if you have a partner, that give you 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day for you to be with yourself. And if you have kids, try to do an agreement with your partner, like I need 15 minutes in this particular time of the day just to observe what is going on with me or what is going on with us. If you need a time to play with your kids, start doing it. If you need a time to observe your kids, just start doing it. Like, well, I will start twice a week, for example. That will give you a lot of information, a lot of answers. Take a moment to observe your partner. Sometimes when we talk a lot, because I'm a very expressive person and I have been working in that through the years, you need to quiet more the talk level. And people will start asking you, like, oh, I have noticed that you are a little bit quiet, or is everything okay with you? I suggest that you just answer, no, I'm observing. I'm just observing. People sometimes get it and give you the time, but other people will stay like, that doesn't convince me. It's okay. I'm just observing. And believe me that just like we get a lot of information from the students as a Montessori teacher, you will get a lot of answers and information that are going to impact you positively. and that will open many doors and we give you opportunity of growth. So today this podcast maybe is a little bit shorter, but I wanted to talk to you about that. Take the time to observe. Observation is a very powerful tool. Observation forces you to be in the present. You cannot observe objectively if you are thinking in something else. You will see some stuff, but observe to have answers, you need to be in the present. You need to slow down the talk. You need to be more quiet, more serene to be able to do it. And I feel that when you observe yourself and get a better point of view of yourself, you are a better mom, you are a better professional, you are a better wife or husband or partner. Your kids get a better person that is in charge of them, a person that will understand them more. Sometimes when you observe your kids, you realize, oh, but he looked or she looked like me when I was in that age. You are able to make connections of things that are known by you. You remember stuff like I have seen that before, and stay there in your mind, and then you have clarity moments that comes from observation. Things that maybe are sudden and or subtle, like a disrespectful word or a disrespectful manner from our kids that maybe you didn't realize that they have it. You will know it by observation. Small things that give you information, and believe your guts. If you see something, if you observe something and you feel something, trust it. Trust it. So with that, I want to say till the next episode. Today was about observation. I highly recommend that you start today, tomorrow. And it's not a whole lot. Just be in the present and be aware. Like, oh, right now I'm just going to observe. What did you observe? What came to you? What information did you get from observation? Be in the present with your kids. Observe them in the park, in play days, birthday parties, when they are with the family, how they are behaving with the family, how they are behaving with the elders, how they behave in the neighborhood. You will get a lot of information yourself. Observe yourself. What things has changed in you more than the physical body? How do you feel in front of situations that you constantly have for a period of years? How do you react to comments from families or friends or co-workers, classmates? Start observation today is a very powerful tool. So with this, I want to say till the next episode. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, put it in the comments area. Also, if you want to rate the show, let that other people can find us and share the episode. More than happy. From today, this has been all. I'm your host, Claudia Simasek from Vida en Espiral, live in Spiral in English. Have a great day. afternoon, or evening.